This conference will now be recorded.
We can go into presentations. So with that, we'll go to, can the public comment be considered?
Yes, we can do public.
Okay. All right. We go through all that. All right, so let's go ahead and do the application. Yeah.
Okay, the invocation. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we begin this meeting by giving you thanks for the opportunity to gather here today. Please bless each person that's presenting, all board members and staff with us here today. We pray that this meeting is successful, productive, and blessed. Holy Spirit, guide us during our discussions, open our ears so that we can hear your voice and our hearts to receive your word. Lord, give us the knowledge and the wisdom concerning the issues that we face here today and every day. Almighty God, we give you the glory for what we accomplish. Grant us your favor and remember us when we come into the kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, please stand for the pledge.
And to the republic, which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No.
Okay, so, and I'm told that we can go to the public comment, so, I'm gonna introduce Mr. Marco Benitez. He's a legislative aide to, Representative Bobby Guerra. Mr. Benitez. Yeah.
Mr. Marco Benitez, you're welcome to present before the board for an update on the legislative that you choose to do so.
Okay, so then, is there any other public comment? So we can go down to.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, Mr. Cruz. Where are we at?
Yes, the issue here, Commissioner, is that we don't have a quorum, so I'm having to adjust to be improvised. So I'm going to line item 4D, which is a presentation, which is allowable. So at the same time, we're monitoring to make sure that somebody, hasn't signed up so that we can do a quorum, have a quorum. So with that, we'll go to the presentation of Texas GLO on community development and revitalization. And that's Ms. Donna Johnson. She's with Grant Works. And I'm not sure we have somebody else from GLO. So go ahead and proceed.
Okay, so, there you are, Elijah. Go ahead.
Members of the board, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to join you today. I did just want to take the opportunity to express my thank you to Mr. Carrera and Mr. Derek Katz-Nelson and your staff for your incredible help and also for the invitation to today's board meeting. I've had the opportunity to connect with most of you. I have not. I'm Elijah Gasas. I'm your new point of contact with Texas General Land Office here in the Rio Grande Valley. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to go ahead and include my contact information in the chat for anybody who does not have it. But today we will be presenting on the HARP program, which launched this past Saturday at 9 a.m. And I do have Ms. Donna Johnson, who will be giving a breakdown of this program and how it functions. Donna, are you on the line?
I am right here.
Excellent, Donna.
In beautiful downtown Westlake. Hi, so my name is Donna Johnson, and I work for a company called Grant Works, and we've been hired by the GLO to administer the homeowner assistance and reimbursement program. Now, there is a slide presentation, but I also know that you are all elected officials and very busy, and this is lunchtime. So the slide presentation is available for you to look through. I think that you're all capable of reading. So I'm going to do some highlights for you and just kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So the Homeowner Assistance and Reimbursement Program is designed to assist those folks that were affected by the 2018 and 2019 flooding events that took place down here. So it includes Willacy, Cameron, Hidalgo, and then also Jim Wells County. So 2 different flooding events. Hidalgo and Cameron are in both of those. Willacy is in one, and then Jim Wells is in another. We did open as
Could you repeat that about Donna? Hello?
What part?
Ms. Donna, could you repeat that right after Camera and Hidalgo or in both, and then right after that?
Yeah, so then
Actually, right.
Willacy County is in the 2018, I believe. Yes. Nope, I lied. So Willacy County is in the 2019 flooding event, and Jim Wells County is in the 2018. So for our purposes, all 3 counties, Cameron, Hidalgo, and Willacy, are eligible to apply for this program. Keeping the flooding events separated, that's our problem. So the program is designed to assist folks who owned and occupied their homes during these events. 2 things can happen in this. One is the homeowner assistance program. So we can either repair or replace houses that were affected by this. I'm going to tell you right now, majority of houses will be replaced. If you're using federal dollars, even though a homeowner may say, look, you know what? If I could just have my flooring fixed, I would be very happy. That's all I want. Because we're proud people. But because it's federal dollars, when we leave, everything in the house needs to be up to code. Furthermore, the Texas GLO has said everything's going to be up to code. So in order to get there, it makes more economical sense to just rebuild the house. We can spend a very small amount of money on rehab and a lot of money to rebuild. What's way cool about that is for residents who are living out in the colonias, we'll be able to address septic and water wells too. So that is way cool, right? Because, you know, people should have clean water. So there's that part of the program. The other part of the program is the reimbursement portion of this. So the reimbursement is, we'll be able to, some homeowners may be able to be given money, you know, reimbursed for money that they paid out of pocket. So let's say that there was $60,000 worth of verified work done on a home. But we would take off whatever money they got from FEMA, whatever money they got from any other nonprofits, and money from SBAs, right? And then minusing all of that will give us the amount of money that could be reimbursed directly to that homeowner. Also, funds can be used to actually help them repay their SBA loans as well in the reimbursement program. So the GLO has given a lot of thought and time to this, and we're hoping that it's pretty easy to do. The application is all online. In theory, all of your residents should be able to just sit in the comfort of their living room, click, do the application, move forward. and submit from there. But I know, and Judge Guerra can confirm this for you, I know that that's not true. I've worked in the housing industry with low-income residents for almost 20 years, doing housing and in the home program. And I know that sometimes our older homeowners, people my age and older, they have a little trouble with that. So they might have children that can help them with a lot of things, but where a stumbling block can come into play is when they're trying to upload required documents. So hopefully they have kids or neighbors or somebody that can help them do that. But if they can't do that, then they can make an appointment and come into our office in Weslaco, and we will help walk them through that. So that's, you know, we're here to be accessible. But because of COVID, right, we're doing appointments only to get through this process, because we want everybody to remain safe. So the application is relatively easy online, they tell me. I've looked through it. There's a little trick at the beginning of it, but you can call the 800 number for the GLO. They will transfer you to one of our people who can help walk you through that. You can get transferred directly to this office. We'll help walk you through it. And of course, they could just make an appointment and come in, and we'll just, you know, really hold their hand and go through the whole process with them. So how long is it going to take? Well, it's going to take a minute. It is a federal program. It is a government program. So it's going to take a minute. The idea is, I think realistically, we'll start looking at maybe breaking ground on houses probably in 5 to 6 months. That's my best guess. I'd be happy if we did it sooner, but I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. We are also going to do a couple of little pop-ups for some areas that we want to make sure get this coverage. All of that will be on the GLO's website. And again, those pop-ups, they will be by appointment too. So we, you know, applicants can get to us and they can call us. Everyone in our office here, with the exception of moi, is bilingual. So we can get everybody through whatever struggles they have, either on the phone, through email, through an appointment. And it's an exciting program. And I think for y'all, I'm sure y'all have done housing programs, but this program comes in the form of a grant to the homeowners. So there won't be any liens placed on their properties as a result of this. There is a small affordability period of 3 years for houses that we have to be reconstructed. In the reimbursement program, it's a 1 year thing. And so that affordability period, what does that look like? It means, hey, for this period of time, this promissory note I'm signing, which is not filed, I'm not gonna sell my house, because people don't sell and make a profit, right? I'm not gonna sell my house. I'm not gonna use it for collateral. I'm gonna keep my taxes up. You know, and that's basically it. Oh, and I'm going to keep it as my primary residence. So it's not going to be my, you know, I'm not going to rent it out. Insurance is also required for these houses. So flood insurance. And we know that the low-lying areas that suffer from flooding are where the poor people live. And so insurance can be a struggle. The good news is that these houses are going to be built in a way that their insurance should be minimal policies. Because they're going to be, so they're going to be windstorms. They're going to be 2 foot or more above the base flood elevation if they're in a flood zone. So all those things are going to be taken care of. And if they're low to moderate income homeowners, the program will pay for the first year of insurance. So that then gives homeowners, that opportunity to really kind of plan going forward for the next 2 years that they'll need to cover. Drawbacks, things to consider. When you get federal funds and you are in a floodplain, you must maintain flood insurance on that house forever, or you will not be eligible for any additional FEMA funds. Or so that's,
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
sure.
Because we spend quite a bit of time on the roll call situation, can we go to the question section?
Absolutely.
Cut you off.
Absolutely. I do. But I'm hoping that I can answer a couple of questions real quick though for you before anybody even asks them. So one of the things that I know is of concern, it came up when I spoke to Manny and his team, is taxes on the houses. So the taxes are going to go up, right? However, after Harvey, the governor and the legislature passed a law that says the taxes on disaster relief cannot increase more than 10% per year of the original value of the house. So if the original value of the house was valued at $40,000 on the tax rolls, there's a $150,000 house put in its place, the tax increment can only go up 10% from the 40,000. So that's also a big benefit because we don't want people to just be dying from taxes. So that's my overview. I'm ready for questions.
Any questions out there?
I have a question. This is Elena Gonzalez from the city of Primera. I have a question in regards to what is the income level they have to be at to qualify again? I might have missed that.
I didn't give you specific dollars. It is the state's LMI. So the state of Texas, low to moderate income for 80%ers or below. Well, actually, there's not an income limit, honestly, to tell you the truth. Okay, anybody
Well, that'd be
can.
great. Yeah, that would be great because we
Yeah.
have, a few areas that were affected and their homes
There's
are.
not actually an income limit. I have to keep track of that because we have to fund, so I have to make sure that 70% are LMI, 30% above. So there is no income limit.
If I could, though, the only LMI applicants will be eligible for the reimbursement for the first 6 months, though.
Yes, so that was Amy Basham. She's with GrantWorks, chiming in, and she is correct. So for the reimbursement, we're going to look at LMI first because there's a limited funds in that reimbursement. So we're going to target LMI first, and then after that, we'll look at over 80%ers and above. They can all apply now. Everybody can apply now. And pretty
Okay.
much this morning before we got on this call, I think we already have like 100 applications in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, Donna, I have a question. So, kind of to tag on to what Ms. Salinas said, I was asking. So anybody that had insurance and the insurance covered, let's say, 60% of the roofing, or that's all they are. So the other can be, the rest of that expense can be reimbursed no matter what your income is.
That is correct. There is some out-of-pocket, yes, out-of-pocket expenses can be reimbursed up to $50,000. So there is a cap on that as well. So, if they did, $70,000 of out-of-pocket, the program will only reimburse up to $50,000. But still, that's better than nothing.
Okay. Any other questions? Mr. Donna Johnson, thank you so much. I can tell you that, you know, Donna has a lot of experience in the housing side, and I think GLO, Casa did a good job on hiring them to facilitate this program. So thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just thrilled. And thanks, Elijah, for helping put all of this together for us. In this presentation, which I hope that is emailed to all of you, my contact email address is in there. Feel free to reach out to me anytime with any questions. You know, please, you know, make sure that we talk to Elijah as well, but we're here to help. Absolutely here to help. Y'all have a great rest of your meeting. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes.
We'll go to the top of the agenda. Officially calling this meeting to order. We did do the roll call. We officially have a quorum. We did the invocation, pledge of allegiance. So we go to line item number 2, which is consideration and action to approve meeting minutes, March 31st, 2021. If there's no questions, can I entertain a motion to approve?
I move for approval. This is Nori Garza with Mission.
Can I entertain a second? Sorry,
Gonzalez.
that I would.
Yes, City Randall seconds.
Okay, I have a motion in a second. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public comments we've had. Line item 4, the administration, consideration and action to set date and format for 2021 nominating committee meeting. I'm told there was discussions with Mayor Darling on this, and what's out there is possibly to have it on Wednesday, May 12th at noon here. Is everybody okay with that? This is for the nominating committee meeting. Okay, so if there's none opposing, I think we're all okay with it. And so can I entertain a motion to approve date and time and place?
I have a question. Is that going to be virtual, or when you said here, it's going to be at the?
It's an open meeting, Commissioner, and we can have it both in person and virtual for those that you know would like to attend virtually.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
I move to approve the 2021 nomination meeting for May 12th.
Motion. I'm not sure who it is. All right, so I have a
Maricela,
motion.
yes.
Can I entertain a second?
City Randall seconds.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line item 4B, presentation in action to accept quarterly investment report. Ms. Crystal Balboa.
Yes, good afternoon. The quarterly investment report was submitted for your review. If there are no questions, it requires board action.
If there's no question, can I entertain a motion to approve?
City Randall moves for approval.
Motion.
City of Mission seconds.
I have a second. Okay, I have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 And all opposed, same sign. Line item number 4C, consideration and action to approve amendment to the LRGVDC procurement policy. This is Mr. Manuel Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. This item is routine housekeeping, an item that we did not find in our procurement policies and procedures. And just to coincide with the federal regulations for federal highways, should we at any time have to receive direct funding from federal highways, we will be able to to adopt the policies that they have and incorporate them in our procurement policies and procedure. Staff is recommending approval.
Okay, so you heard from Mr. Cruz. Is there any questions? If there isn't, can I entertain a motion to approve?
So move, Salinas Commissioner of City of Lyford, that the procurement procedures policy be approved.
I have a motion, can I entertain a second?
Second by City Estebanito.
Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Line item 4E is presentation possible action on Texas gas service cost and services adjustment. Is that Stacy? Ms. Taggart, are you on? Stacy. You're on mute.
Ms. McTaggart, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Yes, I sure can. Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Go ahead.
Me right here if you want to figure out which little box to look at. My name's Stacy McTaggart. I'm with Texas Gas Service, and I'm really happy to be here with you this afternoon to talk with you a little bit. Want to kind of give you a little update on Texas Gas Service operations during the continuing pandemic and talk to you about our annual cost of service adjustment. And just to be clear, the action that y'all are being asked to consider today is not whether you want to say yay or nay on the cost of service adjustment. The action is to authorize Jim Darling to hire a utility attorney and consultant to review the cost of service filing. And then every city will have the opportunity to vote on the cost of service filing following that review period. So that's your action today is to authorize Mr. Darling to hire an attorney and consultant who specialize in reviewing these kinds of filings. To start out, if you want to go to the next slide, I want to just talk a little bit about the ongoing pandemic situation, which we never thought we would be in this long, did we? Natural gas delivery to houses and businesses is an essential service in the pandemic, and we have maintained service throughout. We have our guys out in the field working throughout this pandemic, and we are committed to providing reliable service to all of our customers, and we have not lost service to our customers at any time. And of course, our top priority is always the safety and health of our customers and of our employees, and we have all kinds of safety equipment and protocols in place. And I won't bore you with them because y'all are probably familiar with them from, other jobs and things. We've all gotten very familiar with that over the last year. We also continue to provide outreach and education to excavators for safe digging, because that's one way we can help keep everybody safe during the pandemic is we don't have to show up to a hit line. So that's a big priority for us. If you can go to the next slide. Throughout the pandemic, for most of the pandemic, we have not disconnected customers for non-payment, and we are currently, right now, not disconnecting customers for non-payment. There are lots of options for customers who are behind on their bill. We have payment plans that stretch out over months. There's a page on our website that customers can go to that goes like city by city and tells them what resources are available to them. There's a Share the Warmth program that's available to most customers that helps pay bills, and there's lots of federal money out there, tons. And we've worked hard to try to get customers aware of that and get them to take advantage of it. And we've sent mailers to them. We've done outgoing phone call programs to make them aware of this and try and get them to take advantage of the assistance. What we're hearing from the assistance agencies is that until customers get the disconnect notice, they don't call. So we are working with the state regulator, the Railroad Commission, trying to determine a good timeline for resuming disconnects, not because we want to disconnect customers, but because that seems to be the thing that incents them to go get those federal dollars. And we would like them to do that during this summer, not wait until cold weather. And we would like them to do it when the dollars are still available. So that's kind of the situation right now for customers who may be behind on their bills. There's lots of money available for them if they just reach out and get it. We also, our foundation has made donations to the Food Bank and the United Way to help support people in our communities during the pandemic. So the main reason we are here to talk to you, you can go to the next slide, is about our annual cost of service adjustment. Rather, a rate case is kind of a big, expensive proposition. And so rather than filing a rate case every year, we have this cost of service adjustment, which is a smaller, more streamlined process. It saves a little money and time. Our rates are set so that it covers our reasonable expenses and so that it covers our carrying cost on the capital investments we've made. And so then if we make more capital investment, which we do every year, our rates don't cover the carrying cost on that capital investment. And if we have expense increases, which actually we haven't very much this year, but if we do have expense increases, our rates aren't covering those expense increases. And so that's why we would need to file a rate case, or in this case, you all have authorized this annual cost of service adjustment process. And so we made, like I say, expenses did not go up a whole lot last year. You can go to the next slide if you want. But we did make $20 million worth of new or replacement infrastructure. That's pipe in the ground, meters, regulators, city gate stations, things of that sort, things that ensure the safety and the reliability of the gas supply to the customers in the valley. And so we need to raise our rates to cover the carrying cost on that $20 million. And the interest for bonds or return to shareholders, to the extent that the funding is coming from shareholders. That's what I mean when I talk about the carrying cost on that $20 million. We also continue to have an aggressive leak survey and repair program. So we're out there multiple times a year surveying the pipe and repairing any small leaks that are found. And all of this work we do it because it's the right thing to do, but we also do it because it is state and federally mandated that we do this work to keep customers safe and to ensure the reliability of the gas. So the next slide. So this year's cost of service adjustment will result in a 50-cent increase to the monthly customer charge and a 25-cent increase to the volumetric rate. That's the rate per CCF. And the average residential customer will see about a $3.50 increase in their monthly bill. Commercial customers who use a whole lot more gas, of course, will see, more in the neighborhood of a $30, $33 increase in their bills as a result of this year's cost of service adjustment. And next slide. The timeline on this is as follows. We will make the filing tomorrow, is the official filing date. The cities have until July 28th to take action on the requested rate increase. If you all vote to approve the action today, then you will authorize Mr. Darling to hire an attorney who will review the filing and advise all of the cities on what they find when they review the filing, so that the cities will feel prepared to take action come July. And then the rates will go into effect with August bills. So that's the timeline we're looking at on this. And next slide. And so just in conclusion, we continue to be very sensitive to the conditions that our customers face as a result of the pandemic, as a result of possible job loss, whatever is going on with them. There's a lot of money out there to help them if they're behind on their bills. We very much encourage them to access that and to call us, because we have very generous long-term payment plans for if they're behind on their bills. We'd like to see them take care of these kinds of things during the summer before we get into cold weather. And so we are here for them at the end of the telephone line or on the website at texasgasservice.com. So does anybody have any questions?
Yes, ma'am, I do. That motion that, the motion that you're looking for here today, giving Mayor Darling the directive to, or the approval to seek an attorney. Those fees will be paid by the gas company?
Those fees are paid by the gas company, but they are considered a reasonable and necessary business expense. And so ultimately they kind of get paid by the customers, because the recovery of our business expenses is part of our rates. But the cities do not pay the money out.
Or the council, or the
That's
COG,
right? That's right, or the COG. This is neither the cities nor the COG. Actually, what usually happens is usually McAllen pays it and then gets reimbursed by Texas Gas.
Okay. Commissioner, just to clarify, was this in form of a motion? I didn't quite get the first part of your statement. Was it in form of a motion?
Are you referring to me?
Yes, sir. You mentioned that.
Actually, it was a question so that everybody would be
Okay.
clear where the monies would be coming from. But if we're ready for a motion, I will
Yes.
oblige the motion to proceed.
I didn't mean to push for a motion. I just wanted to clarify. Is there any other questions pertaining to the process? It seems that the action we're taking seems to be to start the process by allowing Mr. Darling, as president of the board, to be able to engage or hire an attorney that specializes in the process. Am I correct? Ms. McTaggart? Am I correct?
Oh, yes, that's my understanding.
Okay, then from the city will be approached individually. So if there's no further questions, can I entertain a motion to approve?
I will, again, make the motion to give the president and the Mayor Darling the authority to hire a legal service.
Okay, so I have a motion, can I entertain a second?
Second by Palm Valley.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Line item F, consideration and action to approve estimated local contributions for Hidalgo County Active Transportation and Tourism Plan.
Yes, Mr. President, I'll present that item. Again, this is is determined by a grant through the Texas Department of Transportation and 25% of the estimated total project cost.
I had sound go out. I'm so sorry. I don't know if they caught all of that. Can you? Sound went out. I just got a notification.
I just informed that the sound went out. Can everybody hear me? Raise your hands. Can everybody still hear me?
Okay.
We can
can hear
now, but your whole conversation was not heard.
Okay.
Only the tail end.
Gotcha, Commissioner. Okay, let me go back real quick. Again, this is the consideration and action to approve estimated local contributions for the Yellow County Active Transportation and Tourism Plan. Again, like I mentioned, this is going back to August 26th of 2020, when the Board of Directors approved a grant that we secured through the MTO from TxDOT. So this formula is presented here to you, for you today to provide a breakdown of local cash match contributions from the city, county, in the city, in Yellow County, to participate in the Yellow County Active Transportation Project. Formula breakdown uses population of each incorporated city and unincorporated areas in Yellow County to ensure the most equitable options for participating in this project versus the equal, distribution of the local match. The project local match is determined by a grant that we secured from TxDOT, 25% for an estimated total project cost of $379,500. The scope of the Hidalgo County Active Transportation and Tourism Plan will be to seek a qualified firm to provide consultation services, provide a detailed strategic plan leading to the development and implementation of a active, seamless, multimodal transportation network within Hidalgo County. This plan will unify all efforts of current V-cycle and pedestrian facilities while identifying new opportunities or within the region and such as other modes of transportation. The plan will highlight the efforts of the larger cities with current plans and allow for small cities to have a framework to develop from the connectivity or connected facilities that they so choose to establish within the smaller population or smaller cities. So this pretty much may generate potential revenue from the
I don't know about everybody else, but that was very hard to follow. Is this only concern Hidalgo? Mr. Cruz, if you're speaking, we don't hear you.
We cannot hear anything, sir. This is Mayor Ledesma. We cannot hear a single thing.
I'm texting with Mr. Cruz and the LRGVDC staff back and forth. They're aware of the audio.
I believe we're connecting, sir. Can you try it? Hello, can we have anyone raise their hands if they can hear us now?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We apologize for that.
So sorry for that. We were having internet issues. Can't wait to meet in person. Okay, so going back to the action item, I'm not sure how far along you were able to hear what I was saying. So let me know if you caught the majority of the discussion or the presentation on this action item.
Any questions on that?
And I'll just summarize it, just in case you missed it. So basically, this is what we're presenting here before you today. It's just a contribution, the local contributions based on population that is going to be part of the 25% match to continue with the Yell County Active Transportation and Tourism Plan project. And so the breakdown is presented or was in the packet. We were trying to project that right now. And so we're asking for your consideration for approval.
Mr. Cruz, what are you recommending here?
What we're recommending is the breakdown of contributions to be able to venture into the plan. It requires a 25% match, and so the breakdown of that is, it should be in your packet or it's being presented starting on the screen. So you'll have a breakdown of all the cities within Yell County, again, based on population, and the match that we're looking at for the grant is 115,500. So that's broken down within every city, Yell County by population, so that they can contribute that total 25% match.
Let me rephrase my question. As a motion, what is it that you, as the CEO, is recommending on this particular item?
The motion would be
that we move forward with it?
If you choose to, yes.
I shall make a motion that we approve the estimated local contribution for Hidalgo County Active Transportation and Tourism Plans.
I have a motion by Commissioner Salinas. Can I entertain a second?
City Randall seconds.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
And again, for those cities in Hidalgo County, if you'd like to discuss this further, please feel free to reach out to me. This is a year in the making, so we just want to make sure that we continue to move forward with this project. And just to give you some, I guess, wider view of it, this will complement Cameron County's project, which is a more detailed version than what we have developed through our RGV NPO. We will use that as the framework, the NPO plan, to further enhance all the resources that might be available or the cities can make available to the residents. The potential to generate more revenue within the cities is high. And so we just want to make sure that you're aware of that. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We'll contact you with interlocal agreements in future days. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. So we go to line item number G, Executive Director Report, and consideration that action will be taken on any of the following items. I'm going to read all four and then give Mr. Cruz the flexibility of addressing it. But it's number one, members, 87 legislatures update, American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, and it's time to take the community challenge. So I'll turn it over.
Thank you, Mr. President. No action, so just due to the amount of time, I'll just present the new staff that we brought on board this past month. You'll see the two people that are there. Ms. Siva, she was brought on for Valley Metro, and Mr. Nicholas Casanu, RGV NPO, this past month. Under the legislative update, updates. Obviously, there's too much information going on up at the Capitol. And so, don't want to bore you to death with all the bills. So that's always accessible on the different House and State websites. Feel free to look those up. And we will continue to provide you with updates as we receive them from our Texas Association of Regional Council partners. The American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, that is we've already notified or provided the information to cities who might potentially or will be receiving additional funding. There's other cities other than the big cities that like McAllen, Edinburgh, and so forth, that will be receiving, or Brownsville, that will be receiving millions of dollars. Other cities, small cities, will be receiving some portion of this American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. So just an FYI for that. And under the It's Time Texas Community Challenge, I wanted to congratulate the cities, the residents that participated. And as you can see on the screen, great participation throughout throughout the region, but in particular, City McAllen won the large city category. You have City of FAR won the medium city category, and Los Fresnos won the small city category. So you can see tremendous participation from our residents, our communities, and city local governments on It's Time Texas. So we're looking forward to next year. So hopefully we can bring back our small 5K run that we used to have here at the LRGVDC, so everybody can participate. And we also have a list of school districts and winners, as you can see, very well represented. So congratulations to everybody.
Any questions on that? We go to line item number 5, department report. We start with A, community and economic development.
Good afternoon, everyone, members of the board. Thank you for that. Before I begin, I believe Mr. Casas with the Texas General Land Office wanted to make one more comment before he signs out for the day. Mr. Casas, are you there with us?
Yes, Mr. Carrera, I do appreciate the opportunity. Members of the board, again, a big thank you on behalf of the agency and Commissioner Bush for the opportunity to be here today before you. I did just want to go ahead and add one more reminder that if you are a government official or office or elected official, please do reach out directly to me if you'd like to get in contact with GrantWorks. Ms. Donna Johnson is extremely willing to help and answer any other questions you might have. But do please reach out to me directly, and I would be more than happy to facilitate that conversation. And I have included my contact information in the chat for you once more. But again, thank you so much and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Len. Appreciate it. Good afternoon again, once again, everybody. This is Rick Carrera, Community Economic Development. I have 3 action items. I will try to be as brief as possible in respect of time. The first action item is the consideration and action to approve a regional water resources advisory nomination. During the month of March, a vacancy was created, and that vacancy was for a large city position within the regional water resources advisory, as they call it. At the April 21st meeting, the members of the RURAC recommended that Ms. Carol Vasquez serve as a large city representative. She is employed by the city of Brownsville, and she's
Rick Salinas, Commissioner, so approved, or so moved that we approve the nomination of Ms. Carol Vasquez to serve as large city representative.
I have a motion by Commissioner Salinas. Entertain a second.
City Randall seconds.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Line item number 2, consideration and action to approve regional water resource advisory committee bylaws amendment.
The RURAC group is under, they are in need. It was concern has been raised in previous meetings that all the members' terms would be ending at the same time. amending the bylaws would create staggered terms. Thus, that way there would be some continuity amongst the leadership within that group. The way it would work out is we would do basically a drawing, and those who grew to stay on board would stay on board. Those who grew to be reelected would then be up for reelection or nomination. In addition, when there's a vacancy, they ask that all the vacancies be announced here at LRGVDC board meetings, and then all nominations submit a resume and a nomination application.
Okay, so you're asking for approval of the board minutes, approval of the item of bylaws to include those two items. Can I entertain a motion to approve?
City of Mission, move to approve as presented.
I actually have a question.
Okay, let's get the second. Can I entertain a second?
President, there was a question from a member.
So I can open for discussion.
City Rambo seconds.
Motion a second. Go
Did
ahead
we
now.
answer the lady's question? There was a question on the floor.
That's
There was a
what-
question on the floor. Can we get her to ask the question again?
Yes,
So I have a question. So we're increasing the term limits from a 2-year term to a 4-year term? To serve, I guess, a maximum. Yeah. So is that correct?
The way I read it, ma'am, I don't know if they can hear you now, is that though the only ones that would increase to 4 years, if this is correct, is the ones that they are staggering at this time. Is that true?
Sorry, folks, we dropped off again before the go-to meeting's not getting along with us today. Could you all repeat the question again? Please.
Does this go from a 2-year? Does this go from a 2-year term to a 4-year term?
Yes. Because the group started 2 years ago, all the terms we're fixing that we're getting ready to end here within a couple of months. So there was some they expressed concern over continuity. So I think what would happen is they would just turn this into a 4-year term, and those who dropped off, those who grew, that, and their drawing was that they were up for reelection, would get another 4-year term, but it would start now. And then from this point on, you would continue with 4-year terms, and the rate at which people roll off and get renominated and elected is every 2 years, but they're staggered.
So the bylaws are being changed so that they are staggered, and at the same time, the terms are being increased to 4 years.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay, having heard the answer, is that by motion?
I think we have a motion in a second. So I think we're ready for a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, so line item 3, consideration and action to approve interlocal agreement between City of Edinburgh and LRGVDC.
The motion is we would like to get into
Followed by the pound or hash sign.
this pertains to the upcoming road recycling collection and disposal event, which will occur May 8th. Not this Saturday, but the following. The City of Edinburgh and the LRGVDC would like to get an interlocal so that City of Edinburgh can provide disposal services for this event. And this would allow for more participation and another option for those entities participating in the event to drop off their tires at the City of Edinburgh landfill and dispose that way.
Okay. Any questions on that? Can I entertain a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Can I entertain a second?
Second, that motion, Rick Salinas.
I have a motion and a second. More discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. And in the interest of time, I'm gonna go ahead and skip over to the line items that require action or possible action. Program action item number 1, consideration and action to add vendors / contractors to vendor pool.
This is Joe. Can you hear me?
Echo, but we can hear you.
Mr. Gonzalez, you might want to mute your laptop.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, if you called in on a phone, please hang up because the feedback is coming through the speakers and we cannot understand you, sir. There you go. You might have fixed it.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Perfect, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Can you hear us? Go ahead, Mr.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Perfect.
Yes. Go
Hello.
ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
He's not mute.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Gonzalez, we can hear you.
We can turn up the speaker on your computer, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I can't hear no one, so I'm going to go ahead and report. And this is regarding in response to the open enrollment for direct service purchases. We only have one application, and that was for transportation services. So the advisory council is recommending MedX transportation services for ambulatory and wheelchair transportation services.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I can't hear no one.
Okay. We do this frequently in general. I'm just admit to that. So I know we can't hear us, but can I entertain a motion to approve?
Judge, the city of Rainbow motions to approve.
Okay, I have a motion to approve. Can I entertain a second?
Second that motion.
Second by Commissioner Salinas. Any more? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion
Okay.
Thank you. Line item number C, public safety.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Randall Snyder. Line item 1, consideration and action to approve criminal justice advisory committee ranking and resolution of fiscal year 2021-2022 criminal justice grant additionally approved projects. Go ahead, sir.
This is to approve the Criminal Justice Advisory Committee's priority list for FY 2021-22 for the Criminal Justice Grants Division regional grant applications for conditionally approved amounts, which is included in your packet. The CJAC was given 2 weeks to review and score grant applications on April 14th. CJAC convened via go-to meeting to review and rank and provide the amounts. CJAC recommends the approval of the rankings and conditionally approved amounts as presented on the spreadsheets.
Is there any questions on that? Can I entertain a motion to approve?
Palm Valley, motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Can I entertain a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Line item number 2, consideration and action to approve resolution to apply for coronavirus emergency supplemental funding. Go ahead, Jim.
Yes, this is the resolution to apply for coronavirus emergency supplemental funding. As y'all are aware, all grants require a resolution as approved by the board, and as part of the Office of the Governor, this grant would be utilized to purchase coronavirus equipment supplies for the LRGVDC. Its intent is to purchase an updated phone system, thermal image, temperature detection system, mask, and equipment to enhance the safety and capacity of LRGVDC to function, and update annual threat and hazard assessments from the pandemic.
This is an action item. Are there any questions?
I heard something. If it was to entertain a motion, I so move.
I have a motion. Can I entertain a second?
City Rambo seconds.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Line item 3, consideration and action to approve resolution to apply for Regional Law Enforcement Training Academy fiscal year 2021 through 2020.
I lost you on audio a little bit. Item number 3 is the resolution for the Regional Law Enforcement Training Academy for the next biennium, 2021 to 2023. As part of the OOG, public safety officers from Justice Division grant guidelines must include a resolution that contains information for authorization by its governing body for submission of the project application of Regional Law Enforcement Training Academy. This is a resolution that allows grant.
Okay, again, it is an action item. Are there any questions? Can I entertain a motion to approve?
I move to approve the resolution to apply for the Regional Law Enforcement Training Academy, fiscal year 2021, 2023.
I have a motion. Can you entertain a second?
Second by Papa.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. I'll go straight down to line item number 6. New or unfinished business, and give anybody out there the opportunity to discuss something I might have missed as unfinished business and or new business. Okay, so not having any, we go to line item number 7, and we are officially adjourned. Motion to adjourn.
City Rambo moves to adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion. In a second.
I second. Mayor Ledesma.
And a second. All in favor, signify by saying
Aye.
aye. And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Mayor, how